Hey everybody, it's Cody with One Purpose Trading. I wanted to jump on here and show you guys my long-term strategy. I have two strategies that I use. I have this long-term strategy that I back tested years back just to see how it performed in different types of markets rather than just the bull or bear market. And I have my short-term strategy that is a little bit more complex. There's a lot more moving parts. This I got down to a couple indicators that really lay it out there plain as day and color coded so it's easier to see on entry points. I do go over this in my course. This is something that I actually show you how to copy and paste the code so you have access to this exact same strategy. So I'm going to go over three different tickers that you guys actually responded to my story with and gave me feedback on. So without further ado, we're going to jump into QQQ, Visa, and Microsoft. Starting off, we got QQQ. As you can see, looking at the first trade here, if you look at the lines, this is going to be where the take profits are. I put it up here in text format so you can see exactly what the take profits were on three separate trades. I could go all the way back, but I wanted to make this video as concise as possible, straight to the point. So on this first trade, we would have taken profit at 4.5 points, 6.5 for take profit 2, take profit 3 would have been at 9.5, and I put on here the amount of time that the trade lasted. So you can see we hit our take profit 1 in 1 day and 22 hours, take profit 2 was in 2 days and 3 hours, and then 3 was in 28 days and 1 hour. The awesome thing about this strategy, I'm gonna stop one more time, is you can do this behind the scenes. As you see, the average trade is going to be over a day trading. So this is going to be swing trades primarily. The quickest trade that I've ever seen on here was just over 5 hours long. The longest trade that I've seen is close to 40 plus days. So you can see that this is done behind the scenes. It takes the pressure off of people that are wanting to place trades while they're at work without having to monitor it as closely. So first trade, made profit on that. Second trade, we would have went puts. So we're dropping as the market tells us to go down. And I explain, I'm not going to do it in this video, why and when to take profit and when to enter another trade. So we would have taken our gains from our first calls. We would have got in these puts, and you can see take profit 1 point, 1.2 points, and 7.4 points. Then we're going into the last trade. You can see all the way to my right, we have calls, and we're going to be at 6.1, 8.5, 13.6. So you can see how it's color coded. We have green for calls, red when it tells us to enter at puts, and then again back to calls. So total for QQQ, we would have had 9 total contracts because there was 3 trades. It's always in increments of 3, and I explained that as well in the course. And then that would have been a total of 58.3 points. And anyone that trades options knows how much that brings in. Again, this video is just an overview. I'm not going to go in details on the technicals of options trading and whatnot. We're going to jump into the next ticker, which is Visa. So if we look here, I already have it pulled up. First trade, we would have taken profit 4 points, then 6.4, and then 5 points. It might be a little bit difficult for you guys to see, but the total time on these are 4 days, 4 days and 22 hours for the second take profit, and third take profit is 25 days. And then we come to our second trade, which is actually going to be our first loss. I'm going to zoom in on this just to show you where the take profits are. So on this candle is when we would have entered based on the indicators that I have here. Take profit would have been all the way down here. If you can see my cursor, it does not hit any area on this dashed line for the first take profit. So the trade would end up being a loss. Total trade loss would be 3 points per contract. So we have 9 points at a loss. And lastly, we have our last trade on Visa, which is going to be right here. We have first take profit, which is going to be 4.2 points, second 6 points, third 12.7. Total trade time, 1 day 18 hours, 1 day 23 hours, and 20 days. This one's still ongoing. When I back tested this strategy, I focused primarily on SPY, QQQ, ES, which is a futures contract, and NQ. So when I throw in these random tickers that you guys wanted, I haven't looked back to see how they perform, but you can see this one's done fairly well. We did take 1 loss, but that's okay. Overall, we had 9 contracts with a total profit of 29.3 points. Lastly, we're going to jump into Microsoft. We already had some drawings before, but we're going to focus on just the most recent trade. So I could go all the way back on any one of these tickers. I just looked at the last 3, which hasn't really been too much volatility, and we're still taking profit on these. So on this one, I only had 2 trades that I went back to. First trade, we had puts, and we took 8.3 points on the first one, 12 points on the second take profit, and 13 points on the last. As you can see, the time, 3 days, 21 hours, 6 days, 22 hours, and 27 days for the last take profit. And lastly, the last trade I'm going over today, we have calls. So we took profit If you can see down here, it's not the easiest to see. Our first take profit, we had 2.8 points. That happened in 18 hours. Take profit 2 was 4 points in 22 hours. And take profit 3 is ongoing still for Microsoft, 6 points. We are at 12 days and 21 hours. So I just wanted to show you guys this. Again, this is a very, very, very brief overview. I go into complete detail on the course. I back tested this years and years back. Over 100 plus hours put into this strategy, so I am extremely confident with it. If this is of interest for you guys, reach out. Anybody that has any options trading experience can look at these numbers and see our overall trade performance and see that we had 6 total contracts for 2 trades with the total points brought in 46.1 points. I'm excited for you guys to take a deeper look at this, and hopefully this helped you guys. Have a great day and talk to you guys next time.